I did a search on the internet. I was looking for a desk and a bed, or a bookcase and a bed, and did a number of searches and eventually came across STUDYBED. And it was the first time I'd found an item that would give me a bed and a desk at the same time.
I saw the STUDYBED being demonstrated on 60-Minute Makeover. Then I went onto the website and contacted Ben through those channels.
A working area that would also allow me to have guests staying and that kind of thing. So the previous bed that we had was up as a loft bed, an IKEA loft bed. The problem with that was I was working underneath it all the time, so I didn't have the space, and I didn't have the space to, have all my papers out and so on. So, and the thing that really attracted me was the fact that I didn't have to clear the desk in order to have people come and stay. The main reasons for buying it for me were it's a solid piece of furniture, and it can be used on a regular basis. A lot of the STUDYBEDs or the temporary beds that you find are for occasional use, whereas this is something which will actually, you can use it every day, which is a huge bonus.
We both like our own space, and although we haven't got a family, we do have lots of friends and family that often come over, and we just need lots of double beds all over the place.
Well, my youngest son is 11 years old, and he's in the smallest room in the house, and he had what they call a high sleeper with a small desk under it. Since he started secondary school, he's really grown out of that size desk, and we were looking for something with a much bigger area for him to work on. With his room being so small, I was very limited to the furniture I could fit in there. And when I saw the STUDYBED, it answered all the questions that I had. Boys being boys, it was usually left to me to change the bedding. And I found that having to climb up either a step ladder or stand on a chair to change bedding was an absolute nightmare for me. Whereas this is at a good level, and it's just like a normal bed to change, much easier. I felt like a mountaineer in the high sleeper. He gave me all the different options available to me in the different finishes. I could also have a painted finish if I wished, but I love the real wood finish of them. And then we organised for an installation date, and his two fitters came and installed it for me.
The website was easy to use, and I got a response very quickly, which was great. I think that the pictures at the moment don't do the item justice, to be fair. The ordering process was very easy. I didn't order online. I rang up to place my order because I had a couple of questions as well about the top box and so on. But it took, I think it was a couple of weeks to come in, and it was very simple, very straightforward.
Phoned up, told Ben what I wanted, and that was that.
I didn't know.
This one I did, but the one in the next room, Ben did. Like with anything, first time round there are problems, where does this go, where does that go, is there supposed to be a gap here, that sort of thing. Managed to break a piece at the back when something wasn't secured, and I was moving it up to check movement, and the whole thing fell out, and the weight of I hadn't anticipated the weight of these boards, and it fell down and smashed it, but Ben very kindly gave me brand new bits. And that was it.
Very efficient fitters, friendly men, and it was all done in about 2 hours. Unfortunately, they had to drive for longer than that to get to me. But very good. Clean and neat and tidy. Ben keeps a lot of stock, and everything was readily available.
More and more I'm realising just how fantastic it is when we often get people coming in at the last minute saying, oh, you know, can I come and stay? And I'm usually in the middle of some project with papers all over the place, and to be able to just, without thinking now, just say yes, you can. Usually it was a case of desperately trying to clear the room and clear the desk and so on before anyone could actually stay here. So it's just so easy to use, and the fact that you don't have to keep clearing the desk, it's great.
Oh, definitely. Yes, wouldn't be without it.
It more than met them, both in its versatility as a bed. It's a full 3-foot single-size bed, and also the storage options with this top box with the 2 cupboards and the shelf are fantastic. I mean, a teenager collects so much stuff for school, books, pencils, everything, CDs, games. They all just get stored away, out of sight, but easily accessible.
I would, and I have 2 friends who are already, I think, placing an order at the moment. But yes, I have no qualms about recommending it to other people.
Definitely. Yes, I've already had a friend saying, where do I get one of these? I live in New Zealand.
Yes, I would. It's definitely taken the hassle out of Will doing his homework.
Looking at some of the other options, which are actually slightly more expensive, or an awful lot more expensive, I think STUDYBED is very well worth the price. It might look a lot on paper, but it's a solid piece of furniture and it will last. It's not something that you're going to have to replace in a few years' time.
You pay your money, you take your choice, and if you buy cheap, you pay twice. So for us, the benefits outweigh the cost.
Yes, it is a costly product, but it is very good value. It is an investment. It would last a child throughout his lifetime, well into adulthood.
I think the ease of use, to have a desk of this size is a huge bonus, because a lot of desks are a lot smaller. The fact that it accommodates all my electrical equipment, it carries a substantial weight. I've got 2 computers on mine and a fax machine and so on. And obviously the fact that I can just pull it down, leave everything in place, pull it down and the bed is there, and ready made as well, because a lot of the other beds that fold up, you then have to make the bed once you've actually pulled it down.
You don't lose a room to a bed that's never used. The fact that the pair of us aren't fighting for a desk to do our hobbies.
The fact that the desk stays horizontal at all times is just amazing. My son now comes home from school, he gets straight on with his homework, whereas before it was a hassle. And it is a novelty. All his friends come round, and instead of him saying, look at the latest video game, it's, hey, come in my bedroom, look at my bed. So I'm really, really pleased with it. Bedtime is no longer an ordeal because he can leave everything without having to pack anything away on the desk. His PC is all set up for him, his books are just as he left them from when he was using them before. It makes it a lot easier to continue a task without having to pack everything away.